whispering. Okay. I'm sick of the snow. I'm so tired of the cold and the snow. I freaking hate it. I'm ready to move.
At least we don't live in Minnesota.
Sorry, Tony. Oh, God. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. I just wrote a message to the chat in there. Everyone go check that out. Daddy.
Cool, bro.
Daddy Diwali here. And welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast. Celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Guys, I just got to tell you straight up right now, I am wowed by Avowed, but feeling some pain from Night Rain.
Oh, man, that's like an alliteration, wasn't it?
Joining me as I don't think alliteration.
Not at all.
Just a rhyme. Just a rhyme. Joining me as always, Guillermo. Guillermo.
Guillermo the Godlike.
Guillermo. Oh, that was good right there. The godlike Jose Chipotle Bear.
That was alliteration.
There was.
Yes,
I'm doing
correct.
great, Dan. Happy Thursday, everyone. Dan is right. We were complaining before the show. It's snowing again here in Colorado. We love the snow. It's not that I hate the snow. It's that I hate much of the snow. I don't mind the snow. I just don't like this time of year. February, March is when I don't like it anymore. But it's been a great week of gaming. Excited to talk about Avowed because I am also equally wowed. But before I pass it on, I do want to say a huge shout out to one of our BFFs, Jen Taylor. It was her birthday this week.
Shout out, Jen Taylor.
Shout out to Cortana herself. Thank you again for being our intro, Jen. We appreciate you. Happy birthday.
Jen, we do need you to redo it though.
Yeah.
But we're going to hold off because we might have to rebrand again. So we'll keep holding off on that. And we've already been saying it. Go away, snow. X-Bacon get guys. Do you think you see my controller in the snow?
No, we'd lose it in the snow if
What
we
are you?
could.
Are you holding up your hand right now? I don't know what else you're holding up.
You got like a green screen? Yes, I can see how some people wouldn't hate the snow if you just got to drive to work and then work in a nice, warm, climate-controlled environment all day, and then hop back in and go home. You know, get some hot cocoa with the kids, maybe make a snowman. But someone who works in this crap, it just needs to go away. And I'd moved to Arizona, but Arizona's too hot, and so I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I win the Powerball. I'm letting you guys know now. I'm out of here, and I will see you in sunny San Diego or Arizona.
You can't afford that with the lottery.
Letting you know
Gotta hit the Mega
right
Millions,
now.
the power.
Whatever.
In Arizona, like, what are you going outside? Like, why are you doing that? Just stay
Well,
inside.
I golf.
and it's
Exactly.
I
fine.
golf, so that's why I go to Arizona.
At night. It's perfect. Alan's got
Joining
it
us.
figured out, man. I get it.
He's got the right idea. Trypophobia is real, Obsidian. And that's, okay, Bubble Boy, is that the spiders or is that the weird patterns?
Is it the holes?
It's the weird patterns and
Yeah,
holes
weird
and stuff.
holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I've
Me
seen a
and
few weird holes in my day. Am I right, Jose?
Hey.
That's what she said.
me and Dreadmond were
Dreadmond!
talking about it earlier today, and I had to show him too. He had no idea. But I tell you what, it's real, and thank God Obsidian has that feature where you can turn it off on your own character. I just made the character without all the godlike features anyway, and so it's kind of weird because I'm running around this place. They're all like, "Oh, you're godlike. You look so crazy." I'm like, I look like a dude. Like, what do you? No, I don't know.
See, I embraced it. I embraced it.
What, Bacon?
You didn't pick a lady character?
I
always do.
Yeah, not this time. I didn't even actually make one. Now that you say that, I feel like I got to go back and make one and see which one I like better.
All right. Well, Bubble Boy is doing that. Shout out to Luke. Luke, get on the Jose. Can we get Luke on the show?
gotta go to
Since
bed.
he is.
No.
He said he's not going to bed. He
Tomorrow.
said he can stay up. Luke, get
I'll
in
send
here.
you a
We're
link.
going to talk about Avowed.
Feel free.
I know you love it. Get Jose. We need to get Luke.
There's some people want to
He's
ride.
probably got to
too.
tidy
Catch
up
'em
the
up.
room and charge his
Oh, well,
headset.
Luke is
Wait,
getting ready to join us.
frustrating, Luke? Hold on, time
Turn
out.
on his
He's
power
not
sword.
invited if he's saying no to a snow day. Frustrating? Come on, Luke. Do you read that?
Frustrating. He's coming on. Get Jose. Sorry to spring
I
this
just
on you.
sent the
We
link
got to
to.
bring
I
him
just
on.
sent the link to.
Are we
Guys,
prepared?
so much to talk about. Let's jump into Nerd Chat shoutouts, Jose. 5:05, right on time. I got it this time, boys. Shout out number 1 goes to I'm not going to read all these. Jose, I'm actually going to address the Wolverine V3 short comments
Okay.
and the other ones, but I did want to shout out Farasawa 5 days ago in response to last week's episode. Shout out to Farasawa. Great show as always. The Avowed Q&A was great. Loved the format. LOL. Look at guys, proud of that
That's
one.
because the hands were going up and we were being respectful. We were
Very
waiting to
proud
be
of the
called
shout
on.
out. Shout out also to the short that Jose made of us raising our hands. I hope Luke saw that. And then Jay Biz wrote a massive, little novella
Dissertation here.
about the Elden Ring Night Rain. So we'll save that when we get to Night Rain. But I really let's just jump right into the Xbox news for the week, Jose. Right into it.
News team, assemble!
Nissa had a
August
question.
When we get there.
Okay.
What's Nissa's question?
Oh, I
he
said
said
August's
August.
question,
That
but
is-
when he gets
Oh,
to
no.
Night Rain,
We're going to
okay.
save it for when we talk about it. News story number 1, you guys. Avowed is here, and I am loving every second of it. The reviews are, I would say, generally positive. Low 80s, but it did go up since we initially got it. It's actually I believe it's our highest
Is it 83 now?
Metacritic.
It's very positive on Steam also.
But before I jump into it, I would like to hear what you guys think, because I believe only 3 of us have played it. Bacon is for some God. you
Bacon
guys,
is
he's-
Dude,
still
I
in
have a
Ragnarok.
resolution to finish a game before I start another game.
You picked Ragnarok, huh?
while Luke is going to join us here, I do want to talk about Avowed. But Jose, I'm going to throw it over to you. Let's hear. Actually, no. I don't want your impressions first because you're Mr. Positive for the
All
most
right.
part. I want to hear Bubble Boy and Sevens because I don't know how much he's played. I don't even know if
Yeah.
he's been playing Assassin's Creed as well.
I'm about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours
Oh,
in.
so you're not even
And
that
I had to put this background here because it's absolutely gorgeous. I've taken like 500 screenshots of just the different vistas and landscapes. It gave me huge Baldur's Gate 3 vibes as you start on a beach
Really?
shipwrecked with I mean you start shipwrecked on a beach and that just in this fantasy world, and obviously it stopped there, but I did get a lot of those vibes coming out. So trypophobia, if you don't know, I know we kind of touched on a little bit ago, I don't experience any sort of fear. What I equate it to is like, you know how some people, if you do nails on a chalkbort, it's like,
Ugh,
and it like just gets them, or if you have a taste aversion to like I have eggs, like it just
Onions.
that is, and bacon's onions. To me, every time I see something that's that like non-symmetrical but fungus type, like think
what's
like
the virus called
beehives,
in Last of
triple-
Us?
Oh yes, that had it
The
too.
cordyceps?
Yeah, cordyceps. That's
that
what it is.
absolutely had it, big time in trypophobia.
So you don't have the giant mushroom growing out of your eyeballs
No,
like me.
I couldn't, and that's why, like I said, it's weird because everyone's like, "You're such a freak looking." I'm like, "I just look like a dude." So that part of it has been hard for me to get over because I can't not see it every corner I turn.
Mhm.
All that being said, like it's hard for me to knock it for that. For me personally, I don't love it, but it's incredible artwork. It's really well done. It fits in perfectly with the story. There's a reason for it, and it's there's part of me that's like, how cool is this? I get to fight my phobia, right? Like I get to go in, and again, hour and a half in, so I don't know what really happens, but the whole point so far of the game is I'm going to fight this dream scourge and take
Are you
care
still
of
on the beginning island?
yes.
Okay,
So-
I won't go any further. So you're still fairly early.
Yeah.
Bubble Boy, tell me one thing that you really have enjoyed about it so far besides the artwork. Gameplay-wise.
Gameplay wise, so
Platforming.
no. I feel I don't want to just parrot what Logan said last week, but he's absolutely right that it does reward you for pretty much everything you do. There's very little that you do that doesn't end up in a reward. Although it was funny because I almost texted him. The first 3 waterfalls I came to, not a single one of them had anything behind it. So Logan, you can go to hell. Luke, if you'll deliver that message, that'd be great. But the 4th one absolutely had something really cool behind it, and then like 2 after did. So
Okay.
But just overall, it's cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to get into it. It's a little overwhelming still, but
Yeah.
it.
A shout out. Luke Lord did join us. Luke is live making his. Is this his first real appearance on the show?
No.
I think it. Yes, it is for like as a guest to comment on a game. Well,
Not.
Exclusive world
I don't think
premiere.
it is, guys.
I think it is Bacon. I think he's only come on to like for the drafts.
Fantasy draft, and he
Yeah.
does it really like.
No, I've been on
begrudgingly.
early
He's
on in
all
the show.
Because he's
draft.
it's not the first time I've been on with him, so it can't be the first
Yeah.
time he's been on.
Let's get in the Wayback Machine and figure it
Anyway,
But I'm
Luke,
glad my moments were memorable for you.
Luke, we'll come to you in a second. Jose, give me your first impressions of the game and something that you really enjoyed so far, gameplay wise.
I'm having a great time. Now, to be fair, I never finished Skyrim, and I'm not comparing it to Skyrim because it's not supposed to be Skyrim for the record.
I see some Skyrim elements though.
But honestly, it was exactly what I was looking for. Like I was looking for something that was I can sink my teeth into. I don't feel rushed playing because I do want to play Shadows. Thanks, Silken, for reminding me. But I'm also like, my next big thing is South of Big Night that I have to play. So like, I feel like I have plenty of time to kind of take my time with this. But I've been enjoying it. Like I agree with Chance. It looks gorgeous. And again, this isn't trying to be like the PC Master Race stuff. Like I'm playing it on my PC, high settings on my OLED. Like it is gorgeous, dude. Like the water looks cool. The vistas are dope. Like the draw distances are awesome. So I'm really enjoying obviously the visuals. I like the exploring, like Chance said too. Like I actually really like that I can like see something that I can see something in like a window. And I know like, okay, I can get there, but I don't know how to get there. And so I have to figure out kind of like that puzzle to do that. I love that kind of stuff in games. The other thing that I really have enjoyed so far is I like that the system is complex enough, but not ultra complex. Because honestly, like, not that I haven't played Kingdom Come, so I'm not saying it's a bad game. I don't know. But the way that Ains and Hogan stuff were describing it, I was like, that honestly seems like a little too stressful for me with like my day-to-day job. I need something that I can come home and like, oh, I got to level up. What do I want? Fireball. Done. Like that seems very appealing to me. And while I don't know the Pillars universe, so I don't have all of the background lore, I was hearing it's good, man. I'm a little bit like I need to reread things a lot because apparently I thought I was literate and I like read things and I don't even know what I read, especially with some of the names.
Yeah, I'm right there with
helping
you.
me a little bit. But it's cool, man. I'm enjoying everything I've seen so far. I don't really have a lot of gripes. My only tiny gripe right now is that the Shadow of War or the Fog of War, I'm sorry, is not, I can't complete it all. Like there's mountains that I literally can't get on top of.
Yeah.
It just bugs me that I can't clear that part of the map. That is entirely like an anal retentive part of my personality. But otherwise it's been super cool, man. I mean, I haven't played, I'm past the first town, gotten past the first campsite. Like I went and helped the girl who's the lizard people had taken over her home, and I helped clear the lizards from her. I'm a little past that now, so I'm in like the graveyard. So I told Chance before the show, I'm having a great time, literally like clearing every section of the map and just exploring, playing as a wizard, if that helps. And it's
I
been
didn't
great,
ask
man.
about that. All three of us are on PC. I've heard. I don't know what was happening with Joseph over at Season Gaming having like 37 crashes.
Well, it was pre-launch though, technically.
I mean, I was early access. I'm on PC. I have upper end hardware, 4080 Super, Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. So I've had 0 crashes on my PC with this game. I've also played on my laptop. Looks like caca on my laptop, which is surprising, Bacon, because I don't feel like the GPU in that is that bad. But I guess I don't know the 6800S on AMD. So. It looks bad, but
It's AMD for you, bro.
FSR just makes it so like fuzzy and shimmery. But anyway, no crashes though. And I've switched from PC to laptop to my Series S. Series S ran fine, but I can't do the 30 FPS on that. Chance, have you had any crashes so far?
Not a single one.
Jose?
None.
Yeah. So very, very bizarre with the PC performance.
It's like my buddy Mike can't play Warzone. He literally cannot load the game out of Game Pass, and I'm having zero problems. Bro.
Before I throw it over to Luke, because I know Luke has been loving it, and this is his first Obsidian game, and I'm glad it's such a positive one for him. Jose, you were saying how you love like the systems are simple enough but not too complicated. You don't feel like you're wasting time. I never thought I would say this, but Jason Schreier had a couple of, do they call them skeets? Is that right, Bubble Boy? I don't know what they call them at Blue Sky.
Yep.
Messages.
I've been playing a bunch more Avowed after a break while traveling last week, and hey, it's still
Fun. Beep.
fuck. Okay, it's not
Just say
working.
the F
Rules.
word. We can swear.
It's a joy to smash enemies in unraveled side quests and explore side quest and explore every nook and cranny for a sparkly treasure chest and fun little parkour challenges. Plus, you can summon a bear. And then he continued on, and this is what Ains had sent us to our little chat. One of the things I really love about Avowed is that it never feels like it's wasting your time. It knows exactly what it wants to do. No more, no less. Reviews docked it for not offering enough innovation or sprawling systems. But that focus is what makes it great. And I cannot agree more to that point. Guys, there are too many games. There are too long of games. There are too many systems in games. I love how I can go into this game, explore, parkour, and I'm rewarded constantly with little trinkets. And Jose had mentioned earlier about how, like, what can I expect from these chests? Because, yeah, Jose, a lot of them are blue chests. You'll get the occasional, but when you get those gold ones, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I can't agree more with Jason. I never feel like I'm wasting my time. And I was listening to Bitcast, and Hogue was saying it's like the Disneyland of RPGs. Everything's fake and it's there, but when you're at Disneyland, you're having a great time.
Yeah.
Disney World, whatever. And I'm like, that's great. I just want to. We always forget that we come to play games, to play the game and have fun while we are playing a game. I don't need every game to be a life simulator. No offense to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or even Cyberpunk or any other game. I don't need this just crazy engrossing narrative that's going to change my life forever. I want to play games, and I hope Luke agrees with me, to have fun and to escape. So Luke, I have not caught your review, but I would love to hear your first experience with Avowed. What is the things that you really love, and a couple of nitpicks if you don't mind.
Oh man, I think immediately one of the things I love is what Jose was talking about with like the complexity that comes with like leveling up. When I listen to people talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance, when I moved on from Avowed to the next thing, I don't even think I'm going to review it. Like I'm not, it involves taking down big creatures, right?
I don't know what you're talking
And it's
about.
just
Monster
It's too
Hunter?
much.
it's very complex. It's so much. And so I feel like Avowed strikes this really wonderful equilibrium of you feel like you're progressing, you feel like you're leveling up, you feel like you're getting something out of your time, but you're not punished if you make a mistake because respecing is easy and forgivable. And from my understanding, more forgivable than it was for us during review, which is great. Love hearing that because it didn't bother me at all. But like Jesse from Xbox Era said that he respec'd a couple times late game and then like was out of money. That's a problem. Look at that good looking kid.
Because I think it's only like 100 coins right now, right? Or does it change each time you do it?
It's more.
Okay.
It got more. I think that got nerfed just a smidgen. Boy, Dan, you had a good run, but now you're getting, swiped.
He's dead now.
Yep, he had a good run. But I really love that I can explore and the world physically, like on its map, but also explore these builds and not feel punished for it. The great thing about the gear system is that you can just send what you don't want to lose, but you don't want to have in your inventory. Send it to your stash right away.
Love that, Luke. Love it. Just put it away. Yeah, I don't need to go somewhere. I don't have to go. Oh, you want to steal that? Go ahead. Who cares? You want to pick that up? Great. Lockpick? Press a button. I don't need to waste time with a mini game. Sorry.
No, I absolutely love that aspect. For me, and Dan, if you do end up watching the review, the one of the first things I say when I like get into it is that combat as the drive is what drove Avowed for me. Like that was what pointed me in the direction to enjoy Avowed was the combat. Yes, Dan, Daddy D Wally in the front.
What difficulty did you play? Just a standard normal difficulty?
Played on standard. Did not really have an interest in picking it up. The only achievement I think that's worth it is like the max level one.
Yeah.
I currently don't have an interest in that one, particularly because it was my first Obsidian game and I didn't know what I was in for. I didn't know the gravity of things. And at the risk of sounding like I'm just coming on and plugging something, we did a spoiler cast with
this week.
One Moment Daddy D.
Yeah.
With Randall Thor and Ty Guy Travis. That was cool because I got to hear totally different perspectives on it. Yes, Daddy D Wally in the front.
Do you feel like the difficulty was too hard, too easy, just right? Because I am playing on the hardest difficulty. I'm getting my butt kicked. I am dying a lot. So I'd like to hear what your thoughts on that difficulty.
Perfect. Honestly, like perfect for me. I will say that the leveling wasn't necessarily my favorite. Like the amount of XP per difficulty didn't quite match up, but like I know that in interviews, Kerry Patel had said that like they did a lot of work on that aspect of the game, in kind of that extra time they were afforded, and so that's great to hear. But you will find, at least it was in my experience, and I've gone through the ending twice. There is an area like a point of no return for your character, and you'd have to reload an old save if you want to kind of go back in that realm. But after that point of no return, it feels like they're power leveling you. And so max level is 30. I think I got to that area around 27. And then they were just like, here's all the best stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So that was the one part where I felt a little imbalanced. But as far as how much difficulty, no, it felt just right. I enjoyed the process for me of learning what it was I needed to do differently per area, per enemy type, because first Obsidian game, and I'm not a huge RPGer, but I mean I have plenty in my arsenal of games I've played, but you know it's not like my main go-to, and so I did enjoy learning what I could and couldn't do, and trying to do things that it wouldn't let me, and for me the combat was the driving force, so I really put myself in some tough spots at times.
Do you guys, everyone who's played it, and Bacon, if you have any questions for Luke or us, please ask them. Do you feel like, does this give you hope for Elder Scrolls combat, or do you feel like they still need to do something completely different? Because I really do, like you, love the combat and Avowed, but I'm still not sure, even if like the next Elder Scrolls uses some of the powers and the first person combat, the heaviness, the parry, which is great. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Just in general, Luke, do you prefer the combat here, or do you prefer like Skyrim / Starfield?
So I never played Skyrim, or let me rephrase that. I haven't played Skyrim in like the last 10 years, right? And like I couldn't tell you anything about Skyrim.
It's janky.
But
I guess compared to, he said it's janky. I guess compared to Fallout, Starfield.
So I love it way more than Fallout. Like,
okay,
bar none. I love it more than Fallout. And I feel like what Avowed did for me was put Starfield in perspective. There is a moment in my review, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Nobody laughed at this joke. 8 minutes and 30 seconds into my review, I talk about how other games feel bloated by comparison, feel unnecessary. And Obsidian did a great job like honing in what they wanted. And then I had my character like pan up to look at the stars and like add a big old Starfield. Okay. That took a lot of editing. Not a single person noticed.
I laughed on the inside.
I looked for it, Luke. I didn't notice it. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It was too subtle. It was too much. So now I'm out here telling everybody.
Quickly, what class is everyone playing? Luke?
Sword and Board was I got that from Randall Thor. I didn't actually come up with that. I don't even know that's a thing. But then also like it was a Ranger Fighter hybrid.
Okay, that's kind of what I'm doing. I have a long what's the long rifle called? Like I forget. And I have a
Blunderbuss.
yes, and then I have a dagger shield combo going. Jose, you're a mage. Chance, what are you
Mage.
thinking?
Mage Ranger.
Okay.
I bet you guys all change at least once
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
you find uniques.
Yes.
Follow those treasure maps.
I'm already thinking I'm wanting to try the fighter a little bit more.
Dude,
The
okay, so
warrior.
with the fighter Chance, there's one power. It's that shout. I don't know if you use that, Luke. Shout out to Lord Attic, actually, when I was listening to Iron Lords last week. It's kind of OP. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's getting me through some of the combat because you can only stay range at so many or for so long, or if it's like a close quarter, This shout you can have uninterrupted attacks, and if you level it up to a certain point, it gives you like an extra health bar. So shout out to that one, and Chance the charge ability, which is kind of like that's what it is. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Mass Effect Vanguard.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of fun. So if I was playing on a lower difficulty, I'd probably appreciate the fighter more. But on this hard difficulty, you guys, the top one, I have to keep my distance at times. So Bacon, before I get to you, let's watch this clip from Luke's review here.
Oh no, this is just a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing this on the fly, but this is the moment. And Luke, I when you guys talked about this on your show, I was like, oh, I need to go watch that part to go watch it again. I get it, man. It's a good joke, man. I like it. It's just
I like
it's
the
up there
effort.
for all of us.
I'm so proud of it. Nobody got it.
Well, I mean, now we see it though. Now I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, okay, that's what he's talking about. Shout out to Logan for joining us. Shout out to Soakin'. It's a gunslinger with 2 pistols. We haven't even talked about that. There's decent shooting mechanics in this game for sure. There's awesome magic powers. There's great melee combat. I was pleasantly surprised with the combat. Are there any nitpicks or things you didn't like, Luke?
Absolutely. There were things I didn't like. The imbalance in the end game.
Okay.
The lack of new game plus. I think the opening is not great. Like the
Really?
first 2 hours are a little slow, and I've seen a bunch of people offer this feedback, not just journalists, but like a lot of I'll cite Kevin Ainsworth from Project X Talk. He was like, I don't like these first 2 hours. I'm not sure I'm gonna stick with it. I was like, stick with it, and it pulls a nice little reverse, partway through. But another nitpick I have is like. This is blasphemy for anyone that's an Obsidian fan. There's too much talking.
So it's a Sony game.
But that's a people are gonna and I can hear Logan inner eye rolling, like I can hear it from across the country. There's too much talking, I think, that is not driving the narrative or your relationship. There's a few elements where it's like, I don't know why we're having this conversation or what it's offering. You gotta be careful. Your choices do matter, which I appreciate, but they will not matter in the gravity or weight that you might expect. Some are more, some are less, and so which made it feel more alive. I heard Silken at Smack his forehead too. Yeah, again, not like a Luke lore. Oh, it's too much talking. I just want to play. I respect that joke and I acknowledge it because in games I do like to turn my brain off. This is more like, why are we 4 dialogue trees deep on something that I don't think is paying?
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's what I'm actually talking about.
That was the
again,
last thing I did before our show. I was in camp talking to Kai, and I was like, obviously I needed to get on the show, so I was wanting it to end, but I was like, this is not ending. My
Right.
guy, shut up.
That's what I mean.
Luke, did you listen to every single line of dialogue, or were you reading and skipping? Because I've already at the point where I'm just reading and skipping a lot. Not
First
skipping,
few hour-
I'm reading.
First few hours I was listening, I was engaging, I was making sure I was because I was reviewing, right? Like, so I want to make sure I was getting what the experience that was intended. By endgame, I had skipped conversations almost entirely because you learn to spot like what matters for your choices.
Yeah.
You kind of learn to aim for that one. But there were a few characters I was just like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to you. And there were others that I did. And so there were a few that I did skip. And I did the read faster than they talk. So they go, yes, Bubble Boy N7.
Yes, thank you. I'm curious. So when you say your decisions matter, how many of us, of the 4 of us, did everyone save the girl in that prison cell at the very beginning?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I did. So did Daniel didn't maybe?
No, I did. I did.
Dang it.
How many
'Cause,
of
like,
us?
what happens if
how
you
m-
didn't? Like,
how many
big a
of us?
deal-
I
you-
won't save her. And
I
I'll
don't
report
want to
back.
say anything,
Yeah,
but
good
you
that
may or
you
may
won't.
not see her
Yeah.
again. How many of us
Oh.
might have accidentally gotten the blue guy killed?
Yeah, I saw that on your tweet. I was
What?
like, that's not good, bud.
How?
I saw he's literally hanging from a rope in Dan's
Yeah.
game.
Be careful you don't spoil that one. But yeah, during our spoiler cast, I discovered that was a possibility, and I was like, "Oh,
At
You
the
know,
very
like-
beginning? Or you just mean the
No,
guy
I-
from the beginning?
Guy
I'm
from
not going to say
Okay.
anything else. Let's just say stuff can happen. And
But-
Luke, can you miss out on recruiting certain people, or are they all automatically recruited?
I don't want to definitively say automatic, but I feel like they are a part of your story." And the reason I don't want to
When do I get the girl?
soonish?
Never.
I don't know
Never,
where you
Dan.
are.
I'm in
Yeah.
the second area.
Third area.
Okay. Or at the end of this area, I'm guessing.
Somewhere,
Okay.
yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But I will tell you that was my favorite character, the girl you're talking
Okay.
about. Her name's Giada.
Mhm.
One thing that I discovered in talking during our spoiler cast, which I don't think is a spoiler, so don't misunderstand me. But I
Uh-oh.
discovered that there were ways that you could stumble into completing a quest or changing the outcome of a quest before
Mhm.
before you run
Yeah.
in before it happens.
Logan was talking about that.
Yeah, but in a good way. Like it's a
Yeah.
dynamic thing. So like if you stumble across this little mini part of the map, this one spot right here, you might catch people that are about to do bad things or do something heroic, and then that can have a story impact later on. And so that to me is a really cool aspect of it. Because yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
No,
Jose.
you go ahead. Sorry.
No, I appreciated that. Yes, Jose on the left.
Question for you about the dialogue trees thing. So I know you have not played Mass Effect. We give you crap all the time for that. There's an
Unacceptable. Get him off the
there's
show
an
again.
aspect of Mass Effect where it is crucial that you listen to like almost at least read, not listen, but read all of the dialogue of your companions because it matters. I'll just say that. Is that the same here? And what I mean by that is like the first time I camped with Kai, there were a couple of his questions that I genuinely wanted to hear. Like I was curious about that part of the story. But then like Chance said, there were also like 3 or 4 that I kept reading them all because I was like, oh, I probably need all this information. But by like the 4th one, I was like, I don't think I actually did. Do you know if that's an element in this game where like if you're not really engaging with them other than when you have to, that it will change the outcome? Is that the thing to say without spoiling?
I don't think it would spoil it to tell you that like the options for like they are not as delineated as like Paragon Renegade, which I believe Mass Effect, Jedi Sith, whatever you want to call it. The choices that might put you on that side of it don't really wait until the very end.
Okay.
So that at least that is how I am interpreting quite a few things. But some of the stuff can play out in like your post game recap. I'm trying to be vague.
Okay.
So you might see or hear or read about some of the consequences of your smaller aspects. Like a small conversation can go a long way in this game, but it won't necessarily affect your gameplay as
Gotcha.
much. So you might get a recap that tells you what happened to. Something I really appreciated about Avowed was that it managed to wrap up simultaneously. Like you have moments where you can travel through an area and you might see the results of what you've done or not done.
Okay. That's
right. So an example of that might be if you save this character, you might get to see them again later on as you head towards your climactic
cool. Part of the story.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Or if you do something negative, you might see them dead hanging from a tree.
or or just not they're not there or something. And so that's how I gauged what I had or had not completed on my first go through.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Interesting.
What do you think about the reviews coming in, Luke? Do you feel like they're fair, justified? We're at what, 82, 83? I think
it's 81, I just
what would
checked.
you have given it?
I think
I know you don't
If-
give numbers, but
yeah, I'm trying to think like on that kind of a scale. I think I probably would have gone 8.5, and that's a high. Like I'd be pushing 8.5. I wouldn't give it less than an 8. And I don't think it 8.2. What's the difference? I don't know. But I will tell you that like one of the things I enjoyed was because I didn't watch every review, obviously, but I watched several, and talking to Ty Guy Travis, listening to his review, talking to Randolph Thor, listening to his review, listening to Xbox Era, and then there was a Discord for people that were reviewing the games where we could ask questions. Cool. Hey, I need to, and like sometimes they don't want you to talk about that. Sometimes they do. It existed to help us in the process. And what I found was a lot of the complaints that people had, I understand where they're coming from. So like when I hear Travis talk, he's like, I'm giving it a 7 for this, this, and this. I understood every single one of Travis's reasons. And I was like, okay, 7. I to me, that's a little, it didn't bother me the way it bothered you, but I respect your review. The one that I saw that I was taken aback from, I think was a 6 from GameSpot. I want to say, not sure that lines up in any way in my gauge and estimation, because even the things that I think people are right to criticize, and there are several things that are right to criticize in it. There's a lack of enemy variety. Some of the scaling is off. The open zone versus open world might bother some people, though I think it's a benefit. I think 6 out of 10 is far too low and deceptive to what the game's actual quality is. I thought they did a very good job with a lot of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm excited to play more. Like I said, I'm only in the second zone, 26 hours. I've just been going everywhere on the map, like Jose said, trying to clear out some of the fog on the map. And I'm absolutely loving the platforming, the loot, the combat.
I love the treasure maps. I already bought 2, Luke. I haven't gotten there yet, but I bought it.
Yeah, the treasure maps are cool. The
uniques are, yeah. I apologize for interrupting, but I do want to say Logan gave you guys great advice when he said lockpicks.
Yeah, I buy them every time.
Every time I see them.
Yep. Lockpicks. And for me, like I needed potions. I never needed essence.
Yeah, potions. Yeah, potions. That's another one.
Yeah.
Bacon, do you have any questions or do you have any thoughts about all of it? Because I know you haven't gotten a chance to play it.
The only question I have is the entire story just voiced, or are there cutscenes, or am I reading a bunch of letters and lore? Because I hate reading letters.
Letters?
Like notes. Like you pick up a note and there's lore on it.
There's lots of notes, but you don't have to read them.
There's a lot.
It adds to the experience, or little.
The notes are there for those that want it. And Carrie Patel wrote Pillars of Eternity, so that's why you're seeing that, because she's also the game director of this game. But there are almost no cutscenes whatsoever. I think you get like less than 4 minutes of cutscenes. I might be getting my number wrong on that, but the spirit of my statement remains. Like it's not, you don't get a lot of cutscenes. I'm trying not to like spoil anything for you. I think they found an appropriate way to give you some lore and the consequences of your actions by end.
That's good.
I would have liked cutscenes, but I don't think it would have worked given the amount of possibilities. You would have needed 15 versions of some scenes.
There's this game called Mass
That's what
Effect,
would have
Luke.
happened.
I don't know if you've played it, but they pulled it off. Just
Actually,
I heard it was
that,
just a red, green, blue thing at the
That's
end.
what I was at. Red, green, blue, like 3 games.
Oh gosh,
leading up to
people
Red, Green, and
focus
Blue.
on the
Is that all it
dumbest
was?
thing with the ending of Mass Effect. Anyway,
well, hang on. I got one more question for Luke. Not that I'm playing this way, Luke, because I like the exploring. I'm having a great time with that. But in theory, if someone, because right now I was talking with Silken and Nissa before the show in the chat, like we're eating so good as gamers. Like there's just so many game after game after game for the next couple of months. Like,
there's too many games.
Like I was thinking of Bacon specifically, like because Bacon is still working on Ragnarok. I wish him well. But when he gets through it, if he gets to the point where he's like AC Shadows is in like a week and a half, or I'm South of Midnight's in a week, should I start Avowed? I know you played a lot of the game because you have a review and stuff like that. But if someone was truly mainlining it, what do you think it would take them? Just curious.
Your main line on a low difficulty you could do in 15 hours, but that is not a smart way to play it. I think like truly you would be doing the game a disservice. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like that's what would be happening. Like this to me was a 35-hour experience without getting everything, and a 45-hour experience getting everything that I could have gotten, because I did have one bounty that glitched.
Yeah,
I have. Is it the one? Is it the rock one? Is it the rock one? That one's glitched for me right now. I can tell you that right now. Ugh.
No, it's a bounty. It's a Zara bounty in the second area. I have the trophies in my inventory, but won't let me turn them in. But you run that risk, by the way, pre-review build. And I wanted to address the comments you guys made about PC and like it crashing on PC and whatnot. From what I'm anecdotally hearing from other people that reviewed it, had early builds and stuff, the Xbox version is great. I didn't have a single crash. I played 60 some hours, or I played 55 hours in that game. Not once did it crash. I had some Polygon weird lighting hiccups and stuff. But the Steam build for a little while was not great, but the Windows and Battle.net version was.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing on.
Interesting.
Game Pass, so that makes sense.
I hope they get the Steam one cleaned up though, because Steam is such a good.
Yeah, it's selling well over
It's
there
still
too.
very
Provided.
positive on Steam though. So if that was a
Great
problem,
to-
I think I think it would
Steam
be.
Deck was a problem too.
But that's expected, Luke. Because I tried to play on my Legion Go, or I mean my laptop. This game, it's not.
Me too.
it does
I tried
not
on my
run
Ally
well.
too, and
you're not going to play
it's
that. on
pushing
your
my
Steam
Ally.
Deck. It's
low
not.
on everything.
Yeah, me too. I just want to close it with one more point that I really appreciate about this game. I'm discovering that I really like the zone game, like going from one zone to the other, not having an open world. I really, really appreciate just going from zone to zone and clearing it out. And I kind of wish Starfield would have done something similar to this.
God, yes.
I really like how they did it with Outer Worlds, and now I feel like they did it even way better in Avowed compared to Outer Worlds. And I'm loving just exploring the zone, taking my time. And like Luke said, Bacon, you could, if you wanted to mainland this, easily 15 hours, and you can just get through it. But if you're like me, playing on the hardest difficulty, exploring everything, I'm 26 hours and I'm only in the second area. So it's what you make of it, and I really appreciate how it's a game that knows it's a game and just wants you to have fun playing it. So that is our impressions on Avowed, guys. Let's move on to news story number 2. We were wowed by Avowed, but unfortunately, Daddy Diwali felt some pain from Elden Ring, Night Rain. Luke, did you get a chance to hop into this technical test at all, or no? Or did you talk to anyone about it?
No, and no interest, respectfully.
So here's the thing. Nobody else played this, correct? I'm the only one who played the technical test.
No, but I have a
gave
question
Chance Biz, so
to come back.
Yeah, Chance had a key, which he was kind enough to share to Boggs. And Boggs, I'm going to get to your comments here in a second. So I played the first night. Apparently, you had to do the stupid passwords to join another player. It's so dumb.
How are they?
At least you don't have to create the furling finger or whatever you had to do, Bacon. I don't even remember what you had to do in Elden Ring. But randomly, I don't know if it was working, semi-working, or it was before they disabled it. Boggus and I did get into one game together. Maybe it was a miracle at the same time. So we played one full game. We got to the first boss, I want to say, and died. Or maybe we got to the second boss. And my impressions of Elden Ring Night Rain is it seems like a fan mod that could have been an addition to Elden Ring. Everything is sped up. You move twice as fast. And everything. You're running, you're sprinting. It feels a little weird if you're used to Elden Ring. Your attacking chance throws you off because you're also attacking quicker. I do like that when you jump, there's no fall damage. That's awesome. The double jump to get up to higher places. Everything is sped up because you're just trying to loot as quickly as possible and kill as many things and pick up random items and get stronger and stronger for the bosses. After we lost that first game, we tried for 20 minutes trying to get into another game. Didn't work. Couldn't get it to work. It was a nightmare. That's probably when they disabled it. I played one more with a group of randos. And I'm going to say it right now. As of right now, guys, I don't know if I'm buying this game day one. And I'm a huge Souls fan. But I feel like
did you ever get any of the platinums or 1,000 out of thousands on any of them?
Every game. Thank you very much. I did.
On which systems?
On all of them.
For Elden Ring, I got every 1,000 out of 1,000 on Xbox, Steam, and Platinum on PS4, PS5.
Gotcha. I don't know if you ever.
So
Did you know that I got every Riddler trophy in every Arkham
that's
game?
impressive.
Ooh.
That is impressive.
Sweet.
I bet
Just
you
a-
got. Is that how you met your wife? You told her that?
Honestly, bro, let me tell you something.
That's
When she met me, she said, "There's something about you," and I said, "Look here, lady."
Look at
Yeah.
these Riddler trophies.
You
So
ever heard of a
Chance,
Riddler trophy.
Jose Bacon, I'm very interested to hear what you guys think if they do a beta for this, because I'm not sold on it. To me, it's like taking everything I love about Elden Ring, creating your own class, having the soulsborne or fashion souls, and taking my time exploring in Elden Ring and figuring out these bosses. It's the complete opposite. It's, hey, Zoomer kids, do you want to take part in Elden Ring and have a quick 20-minute match, play with your friends, which is cool. I like the idea of playing with friends, but I left Night Rain just wanting to go back to Elden Ring and playing that co-op with somebody. That's what I wanted to do. Chance, go ahead.
It makes me wonder, so because one of the biggest like sticking points with Elden Ring is if you rush, you're gonna get punished
Yes.
for it. And this
Correct.
is like, no, make sure you rush the whole time.
Up
And it
until the
it was
boss.
so counterintuitive to what I think of.
Yeah.
from-
And feeding off of that, like I saw a lot of I don't know if you guys watch Fighting Cowboy. I think Chance you have. He's great on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I followed a lot of his
yeah,
guides.
and Glun's like religiously watches him.
When I watched Fighting Cowboy, I could even tell was like, I don't know if this is for me. Like it's a different game, which is a good thing. It's not like it's just, Elden Ring mod, like I said earlier. They really do a good job of it. It feels completely different with the speed and what's happening, but I don't know if it's a good feeling. And I even listening to Bitcast and Ains, I just listened to him. He was kind of the same way. He was like, I need to play it more before I can decide. And having said all that, I can see the appeal for people who are just obsessed with Souls games and just want to play it nonstop. Like J Biz, Justin Bogus 9690 wrote in. He wrote a dissertation about the Elden Ring Night Rain technical test. And here we go. I want to shout out Bubble Boy for giving me his code for the Elden Ring Night Rain server test. I thought I'd share my research with the nerd chat. I played about 9 hours. So he basically played every full set of the tech test and made it to the end of 4 different runs. Here are my thoughts. Keep in mind, everybody, JBiz has how many hours did we
18
discover?
billion, I
Still
believe.
playing in that game.
I think it's like 900. Like
me
I'm
look
not
it up.
kidding.
Yeah,
Go
I
look
gotta-
it up, Chance.
where's my-
He's on Xbox, by the way. I did play this on Xbox. I did dust off the Series X for this. Number 1, I'm really, really hopeful that this will be a good game. I had a lot of fun in 9 hours and can't wait to see what the 4 other characters bring to the table. This game, too, will not have a very long shelf life if Limveld, the name of the new area in the game, is the only map. I am hopeful that just like the server test with Elden Ring, there is a whole lot more hiding behind what was shown. 3, there needs to be lots of RNG so that pathing is not easy, where everyone knows exactly where to complete the most effective run. The more RNG, the more variety, and the less mundane each run becomes. 4, go ahead, Jose.
What is RNG?
Random
number
numerated generator, like,
Thank you.
like what you get out of a chest, it's randomly produced.
Gotcha.
4, the new abilities make for a lot of fun new possibilities for build, and I can't wait to experiment. Classic JBiz. Each class felt completely different, and each was OP in its own way. 5, a lot of hate is premature. Most of the critical feedback is in relation to the test itself, and we know too little to jump to conclusions about the size of the game. I don't know, Bogus. I feel like I push back a little bit on that. I feel like some of the feedback is warranted. And 6, finally, and this is hypothesis and not fact, this game is not meant to be played solo. It is designed specifically to play with others. They need to add crossplay. I completely agree with you on that, Bogus. This will also impact the longevity. Of course, I'm pre-ordering, but I think the average gamer should wait for reviews. Thanks again, Bubble Blade, made my week better. Okay, so
117 days?
oh my gosh, JBiz has 117 days and 12 hours in Elden Ring. He is approaching. That is.
Wait, is Bubble Boy? Was that your time or J-Biz's time?
No, that's
that's
J
J-Biz.
Biz's time. I had to find it. No.
So again,
I wouldn't be here right now. My wife would have murdered me already.
again,
You all know him? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
our good
yeah.
buddy. He
Friend of
used to
ours.
teach
Yeah.
with Bacon's wife and Jose.
believe it or not, he's actually played basketball and is athletic. He's a runner. I don't know where.
Great father, from what I can
Family of four?
understand. Yeah, like
Family with 4
But
children.
that's
I
not
think.
the same person that you played basketball with that you mentioned last week, which is like
no.
Deja.
Dinero Primero.
No, that was
maybe?
Deja Vu who took out my pinky.
Deja.
That was Deja.
That's still debatable.
So shout out to JBiz. JBiz is a die-hard Souls fan, Elden Ring fan. He's, as you can hear, right, guys? I think he's positive on it, but he still has questions too. I don't know, Jose. Tell me what you're thinking about what did you or any of you? I'll open up to you guys. Did you any of you guys watch any of the gameplay or get a feel for it? Jose, go ahead.
So here's the funny part about this. So when they put out the email for the network test, I was the one who sent it to like our chat and was like, hey, if you guys want to sign up for this, I was the first one to sign up. And when they first launched the site, they had a choice for Steam. Like you could get a Steam code as opposed to an Xbox code. So I signed up for it. I sent it to everyone and I was like pumped. And then by the time that they clicked it, literally within like an hour, they had the Steam option was gone. And so I assumed, oh, it's full. They're now only doing like the console versions. But it turns out that was an error. They weren't running a Steam one at all. And so I got an email later that said, hey, do you want an Xbox one? But at that point, I thought everyone else had not done it. So I rejected my offer. So like I had a code. I mean, I would have gotten a code, but then I said no. Here's the truth. I really enjoyed Elden Ring, like really did. It was very hard for me, for the record. Like I am not as good at Dan as Dan is at games, or JBiz, like not even close. But I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I liked the challenge, and I love playing with my friends. That's the part that appeals to me about this, is that it would be fun. Like one of my favorite memories of the last year was playing with Dan and Bacon to beat the final boss in Erdtree. Like legit, that was one of my favorite moments. So I see the benefit there. But here's the reality. I will probably play this, especially if it's cheap or if the price comes down. But day one, I honestly just want another Elden Ring or another Souls game. And what I'm a little afraid of, and I was also listening to Season Gaming as I was making dinner tonight. One of the things that Travis brought up was like, he goes, I hope that this is not something that becomes so popular that they stop making Souls games, because they've done so many Souls games of recent. Like it's literally a verb that people use to describe other games. Oh, it's a Souls like, right? That it feels like the market is flooded. And so I can see how FromSoft is making something that's trying to be different. And I commend that, but I also don't want it to become so popular that they stop making the games that we all love. I'm a little bit afraid of that. I mean, we'll see how it turns out. I mean, it's again one of those where if the beta comes out and I get a code, I will absolutely play. Like even if I've heard some of the negative reviews, that doesn't mean I won't play it. I like a lot of games that people think are stupid. I like a lot of movies that people think are stupid. Like I will be the judge of what I like, but it just sounds, I got used to the Elden Ring mechanics, and so if I have to totally change up all my timing, that feels like it's going to be hard for me.
For sure.
That's parry windows and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think about pairing. You're just so fast. Like it's
just
crazy,
an action.
you guys.
It's just an action.
It does feel more actiony. It does feel more like you have the 4 set classes. I guess they're going to add 4 more. And I think Todd asked somebody asked how many are in the party. Yeah, it's only 3 can be in a group.
Those weird numbers.
Which,
Apex.
yeah. And Silken it said, I haven't played. From what I've watched of Night Rain, it looks like a distilled experience of just the combat and streamlined everything else. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Luke, I don't know. Did you say you had any interest in this or no? Because I think you beat Elden Ring.
I did beat. I was trying. Like while you all were talking, I was trying to find how many hours. I know it's over 150.
Any other Souls games besides that though?
What's the one that starts with an L? Lords of the Fallen, both versions, like the old one and the new one. Lords of the Fallen, Jedi Survivor.
But no
Jedi
From
Fallen
Software, other From Software games?
No.
Okay.
Like I think Darksiders 3, the early version that came out was very Soulsy, and then they patched it, changed it, and then Fallen Order kind of gave me confidence. Then I went to like Lords of the Fallen, confidence, then Elden Ring, and Elden Ring was a spiritual experience. But I do not enjoy the build crafting and the lack of onboarding and such. So as much as I loved it, it does not make me hyped for the genre. Like I did not lose my mind when I saw Air Tree and stuff.
You love Fortnite. You love a circle closing in on you. You love playing your co-op games. Does this appeal to you more at all? Or
No,
you're
didn't even
stalling?
blink.
Okay.
Didn't even blink.
Okay.
No, completely unfazed by it.
All right.
I think the draw for Fortnite and circle close games was IP. Like Logan often he's joking, but like it's true. Like IP brings me in. So when Master Chief arrived in Fortnite, all right, I'll try Fortnite. And then over time, the no build mode, and then all my other characters are in there. Joe got his account hacked and he can't get it back now. It's just sucks for him. So I don't know if we'll be playing it as much, but
Silken, it says, what if they put turtle skins in that raid? Would that change your mind?
Yep, sure.
I think the thing that any game needs to be game of the year contender is the turtle skins.
Okay.
Did I log in today and get Leo?
Oh, we're
Yes.
going to get to that. Save that. We're going to get to that in just a
gotcha.
second. Go ahead, Jose. Go ahead.
Sorry. So this was, I know this is a weird segue and I want to come back to Night Rain, but it was a question I thought of when we were transitioning from Avowed. Because one of your complaints, Luke, and I'm not saying you're wrong by any means, was that the onboarding for Avowed was too long. Like the short island, I mean, short, quote unquote, island that you're on, you felt like was too long. But then you also don't love that in Elden Ring, there's almost no onboarding. And literally in the first Elden Ring, the first boss you meet, that spider dude, is basically impossible if you've never played the games before, right? Is there like what would make a good onboarding experience for in general? Like what do you look for in that experience? Because I thought Avowed's onboarding was fine. I did think it was slow because I played RPG games before, but one of my favorite things was there were secrets to find. And I'm not going to spoil any of them, but like literally in the first place that you land, you can just go look, and I found a cool treasure chest and I was like, oh my God, already in this first part, like that.
And it forced you to use the different combat types, which I also liked. I thought it was good. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Luke.
So I think onboarding, and maybe it's a semantic thing, but with Avowed, it was the first 2 hours to me that did not match the rest of the experience. And it's been so many hours since I've played it, but like in talking to everybody else, it feels like quite a few. There's a good chunk of the demographic that's like the first 2 hours were slow. It didn't match the full experience. And that's how I feel about Avowed. I think Avowed begins to shine when you have more to do with your character, right? I didn't dislike that island actually, but I didn't understand the gravity of decisions or whatnot. Whereas when you play Elden Ring, you are taught nothing with explanation. You are taught with trial and error, and that trial and error is helpful. And for the record, Super Mario, that was entirely taught via trial and error. If you don't press the right button to jump over the Goomba, you are going to die. If you don't jump onto the Goomba and learn how to kill him, they can kill you later easier. Same with her. So, and Mega Man did the exact same thing. There are a couple other like games in time where they don't tell you anything. You must trial and error. The problem with Elden Ring is that it's got such a depth to it that is almost required reading to go on YouTube to figure out. Not in a way of like Destiny teaching you Grimoire. We're talking gameplay mechanics.
What about Silken? It says Elden Ring has a literal tutorial cave right at the beginning
that you can walk right by and not know that it is
very
there.
True. That is true. That's a good point.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like there was nothing that stopped them from saying new to
in here.
Souls go right
down. Yeah.
And that would have been helpful. And so I had to repeatedly ask like Ainsley for help and Joe for help, and like not in my game. Like I don't think I had co-op with the exception of like 2 bosses.
That's impressive.
Because I didn't like that. But I wanted to be taught how to play a Souls-like, and I did not get taught. It was trial and error. And had I not been listening to Heilong and enjoying what I was getting, I would have bowed out.
Okay. So. I think Todd said, is a Night Rain going to be a cash grab to benefit the Elden Ring name? And Silken said, I don't think it's a cash grab per se, but definitely a smaller scale side project. Full game will offer at least more bosses that we saw in trailers and 4 other classes. Todd, what I think how I would like to see Night Rain, I don't know if I'm going to pay that $40 initially, guys. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Unless all of you are saying you're going to get it day one, I don't think there's any incentive to me to get this game.
When's it dropped in? What's
May
timeline?
something is when it comes out. So
Doom
unless I'm
time.
just itching for Elden Ring, but there's just too many games, and I think what might have been a better way to go about this was maybe to make this free to play and have skins. Like I know we're joking about turtle skins, but having cool character, Fashion Souls is a big part of it, right? Blah blah blah. We like to customize a character. We
Yeah.
like to have
Imitate
how we look, and that's not happening in this game. I know there are. When you finish a run, you can get these modifiers, I think, to have on future runs. But like to me, you guys, I'm like, I don't know what the incentive is to play this.
Actually, now that you say that, there is the same person that made the Taylor Swift one made a Leonardo one, and because you know how you can do the blindfold guy,
Yeah.
you can make a Ninja Turtle in Elden Ring.
In Night Rain?
Well, no, Elden.
Oh, in Elden Ring.
and
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
have to
so
send it to you.
I don't know. I am very interested to see where the reviews come out for this. I'm definitely waiting. I'm not pre-ordering it, and I really hope there's another beta where you guys can jump in, because as of right now, JBiz, I'm happy for you. I feel like this is almost made for you, because you would think after 120 days he's be getting sick of playing Elden Ring and the same bosses
probably
over
playing
and
right
over and
now.
over again. This would be good for JBiz, somebody who just loves to play Elden Ring all the time. This will give you new bosses, new strats, a new way of playing it. But like I said, I just don't know if I like how it played, guys. Bacon, any thoughts on this, or is this a pass for you? I haven't really got to hear what you think of Night Rain.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys, that I think it's going to kind of stomp on what makes Elden Ring special. If this was a standalone, not even an Elden Ring IP, but kind of like, what you're talking about they're doing, I would probably be on board with it. I have over 12 days, nowhere near Bizzle time here, but 12 days in Elden Ring between Xbox and PC, and I do like to throw slow, methodical. Like I see a cave and I'm like, I am probably
Yeah.
going to get murked in this cave, but I got to know what's at the bottom of this
Yeah.
cave. So there's just so much about Elden Ring that made it special. And part of it
Yeah.
was the fact they didn't tell me anything, and I made it all up. And so I'm just kind of getting the feel of this Night Rain's like a battle royale.
Not battle royale.
Speed
It's like a
fest.
speed boss rush almost.
But it's just
Compare and
so
boss
weird
rush.
that you said yourself that you didn't parry in. So I feel like I'm playing Near Automata in Elden Ring universe, or just hack and slash. And so I don't. Kind of disappointed with your review of it, and it's kind of really lowered my expectations
Yeah.
for the game. To be honest.
I want you guys to play it. Silkenit said, I respect them a lot from Software to make that type of game and keep it non-free to play live service. I agree, Silkenit. And I'm not saying I realistically thought From Software would have made this free to play, but I almost think that, I don't know. I'm going to wait for the reviews. I got to see what happens on this one. Do we expect the gap between release to get longer from Software? They released Elden Ring, Armored Core 6, and Erd Tree in a 3-year window. I don't know, Todd.
No,
They're killing it.
Well, the last time they talked to them, they were
engine
working on it too,
use,
though.
and they've been using that engine forever.
Yeah, they're
think
good about
just-
reusing
Yeah,
the,
they're just experts. I don't.
Oh,
imagine-
Luke Lore from the Xbox Expansion Pass.
Yes, hello, hi. First time, long time. I like what the point that Todd is making about, like, do we expect it to be longer because this product. There are several studios in the industry that are exceptional about working on simultaneous projects between their teams, having a healthy cadence, and balancing the quality. Obsidian being a good example. I know we're talking about Avowed, but like Grounded, Pentiment, Avowed, they did Pillars, not like, a while back, but like Insomniac, multiple projects.
Insomniac, up until
They do.
Wolverine.
Yep.
That was 5
And not
years
just
ago. You realize that? Wolverine
Which
was
one?
announced 5 years ago.
Was it really?
which means it's closer than you might otherwise think, but also Spider-Man 2, they had
Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Miles
Spider-Man 2.
Morales. Yep.
Ratchet and Clank.
That was the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of. So like there are a couple different studios throughout the industry that seem to be the model for efficiency and they are not praised for that efficiency properly by the industry. I don't think.
Completely agree.
And I think there are a lot of reasons for that. But do I think From will slow down? No,
I don't think so either.
I don't.
No. Guys, let's move on to news story number 3. We are just having a big old beefy episode here. We're skipping that one. We're definitely skipping that one. Do we want to talk about this EA one? Who put that in last time?
I did. It's fine. We can skip it.
Well, I'll save it for next week, Chance, because I do want to talk about Activision's Call of Duty Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover has some players saying that Black Ops 6 should just go free to play at this point. Jose, you put this in, didn't you?
No, I did.
No, I didn't.
Bacon has some things to say.
Okay, so I want to hear what Luke has to say about this too, because I'm not too against this idea because it basically is already free to play on Xbox with Game Pass. So, Bacon, tell me why you don't think Call of Duty should be free to play when they're charging people $20 at least per skin in a game they pay $70 to play, in addition to a battle pass that's $10, or no, an event pass that's $10, in addition to a $20 season pass. Bacon, why is multiplayer and Call of Duty not free to play? Tell me, you Sony Pony Activision fanboy.
We all see at the in-game lobbies, there are dudes still on the original skins that came with the game. There are more than enough people playing Warzone for free that we do not need all these players in the multiplayer for free also, who don't buy a thing and are just going to get years and years of joy out of this game. And I saw it 3 nights ago, multiple post-game lobbies. I'm like, that is an original OG skin.
Are you sure it's not someone that just did the oh my god,
Free trial?
No, the Prestige, and because it resets.
Yeah, and it resets them, Bacon.
Just really
it puts you to those
annoying.
basic skins.
I've done that quite a few times where I'm like, oh crap, I still have this loser.
I'm sure there's a happy medium there. And dude, yes, I agree. The prices of these $90 to get all this turtle stuff is absolutely ridiculous. But absolutely nothing says we need to buy it.
No.
We're all going to buy it. I'm not going to buy them all. But again, no, Warzone is free, and that is by far the bigger element to all this. So, and you don't have to buy the Battle Pass to play Warzone or anything like that. So you can play technically for free as long as you want in Warzone. It needs to continue to be a paid product.
Luke, let's hear your thoughts on this.
Love TMNT. I think that's well documented and known that I just love TMNT by nature.
Yeah, they got us.
I think when I look at like how Fortnite has handled it, how COD has handled, because they both have brought TMNT into their realm. Prior to that, we saw them show up in WB games with Injustice 2, and then they were also in Street Fighter 6. And the cost has been fairly comparable across the board. The best value to dollar was in Injustice 2, because you got all 4 in kind of one, just the way they did the fighting game. But like the skins in Street Fighter were insanely expensive. The skins in Fortnite, they're at the standard moniker. The pricing is on par with the rest of the industry, like it or not. So I'm not in any way taken aback by the price. It's disappointing because like they're the turtles, and you feel like they should be together in many ways. I know you guys don't play Rivals, but like the Guardians of the Galaxy have a bundle element if you want all of them for cheaper. Their costumes,
How
their
much?
MC costumes. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Okay.
But Rivals pricing is
But they give you a discount for getting all 4.
for getting all 4, yes. And Rivals pricing is similar in this case as well.
Also
So-
a free-to-play game, Bacon.
It is a free-to-play game, but I have mixed elements because with Call of Duty, you get so much value to dollar in terms of time across the multiplayer suite, the zombie suite, the
Zombies,
campaign suite, the Warzone suite.
Agreed.
So there's that aspect of it. I will tell you, and I don't mind saying, like, I went in, I got my Leo because Leo's my character, no Chippo's Donnie, but Leo's my guy, and I've got him in every one of those games. I went in to play a few rounds, and like I know that the game is good, but like if somebody were to ask me what's his Black Ops 6 gotta be like,
You
Black
haven't
Ops
played it
6
a lot.
sucks. I do not like Black Ops 6. I honestly think it sucks compared to Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Asterix, I've always preferred Modern Warfare. And so I recognize that too. But like when I'm in these lobbies and I'm playing, I'm like, it doesn't feel right. I don't like it. It's
Really?
It doesn't. Yeah, I do
You're
not
just a
like
hater,
Black Ops.
Luke. You're just a hater.
But
But here's the thing, Luke.
Modern Warfare.
I'm usually right there with you. I prefer the Modern Warfare setting and games in general more. But I have to say I've been having a blast with.
I'm glad you are, because I feel like I am the outlier. But I also know that, like, I mean, Captain Logan and I are, like, that's my brother. But like we've been butting heads.
Yeah, he's put
in our
work.
gaming. Yeah, in our gaming life, because that's he and his girlfriend bonded in there, and so he is here with COD, and we were all like peace, and we left COD, and we tried to get him to come to Rivals, and it didn't work. So like when I went back in, I was like, please work, and the servers were trash today, and I'm told from Split End from GamingTrend.com, he said the servers have been bad all week. Something's wrong. So I'm trying to. In COD this week. Anecdotal, mind you, but he knows, like, he has people in COD. Like he's a high up there, and so I believe him.
Wasn't just turtle simps crashing because
Yeah,
too many people jumping on to buy the raft skin.
By the way, I'm sorry. One more thing. I'm sorry, I'm long-winded here. I went in when I got my Leo. Obviously, I looked at like what comes with. Great tracer pack, looks good. Like I killed people. It said Cowabunga popping up.
Yeah.
The melee, the execution, swords, dope stuff there. So like this is another example where the Turtles have arrived in a game and done well, because they've arrived in Fortnite, they've arrived in Smite, they've arrived in Ark. Yep, they were in Ark. And one other one. And so they credit to the COD team. They translated it well. Why are you laughing at me?
No,
Matt
it's not
Valdez
that
knows
Matt.
that.
Shout out to Matt Valdez in the chat. Until eggs come down in price, nobody gets the COD multiplayer for free. I stand with bacon. Shout out to Matt Valdez
I need
coming
to
hot.
address another comment.
Matt saw me down in playing freaking Avowed late last night, sent me a message, and he's like, dude, you need to go to bed. Shout out to Todd Oxter. I don't understand first-person shooter skins. All you can see is your hands. No, Todd, you get to see yourself in the loading lobby walking with your crew.
You also see him in post game, and I get
Correct.
the
And you
Terminator
do a cool
do the
pose.
ray gun dance. The Terminator doing ray gun, and he also says lots of swear words, and they're hilarious.
F you, asshole. And also, Todd, when you do a cool assassination that Luke was mentioning, you do get to zoom out and see him do this cool animation. So he says it's still so lame. I agree, Todd. I don't even play Fortnite, and I think that probably is the best value. I mean, everything, and correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, you buy it and you see it throughout the life of the game, I'm assuming, as long as you have it and you play all the different modes and you are constantly seeing that character, and there's so many different IP, like wow, they just nailed it. So, but Call of Duty's clearly trying to get in on that. Sorry, Luke, were you going to say something there about it real quick?
Just that I really like that the stuff I bought in Modern Warfare is available in Warzone.
Okay.
It's disappointing it's not available in Black Ops multiplayer.
Yep.
It should be.
Yep.
And I was
We
not
gotta
on that
figure
side of
out
the fence. That
that-
was something
Yeah.
right. Logan convinced me and changed my mind on that aspect, because I was not overly thrilled by that option. But
Okay.
There was stuff I didn't buy in 3 because I knew I wasn't going to be able to use it in multiplayer. Like they lost money on that move. So it's not, I can't imagine it would have cost too much to implement it.
Close this segment. Raise your hand if you think Call of Duty multiplayer should be free to play with all these skins. Raise your hand.
I don't think it's because of the skins. I just think because it just should be.
All right. 2 out of
You
the
gonna
5.
try to charge someone just for the campaign?
I don't think many people play the campaign.
I still
Bacon.
haven't
I
finished.
think
No, and they could have, and they could have charged 40, and I probably would have paid 40 for
But
that.
can we address the elephant in the room? That
I
we're
think
all
it's
gonna
up for debate.
that we're all going to spend all this money on these turtle packs, and then of course this event. Now I'm going to want I'm going to want Splinter. So now I'm going to have to buy this on top of.
So you're proving my point.
Right,
It
on
should be
top
free to
of a skin, right in the middle of 2 games I really want to play. But these
Exactly.
events are timed, and so now I'm going to have to focus.
Wait a second.
on this
Splinter's a
over
timed
at-
event?
Yes.
You got to start tonight.
Starting
All
the
right.
27th.
Avowed.
No, it's the 27th.
I know, and I got to finish Ragnarok and
27th
start
to the
Avowed,
12th.
but I'm gonna have to put at least a week of solid gameplay to get this thing finished.
There's too
Well,
many
hold
games,
on.
guys.
You
Go
don't
ahead,
have
Chase.
to finish Ragnarok, and you don't have to start Avowed. Like,
Bacon,
but
He's got
those
your
are just-
ass there, Bacon.
Bacon, just get through the
stable
part. Get through the
experiences.
part where you shimmy through rocks, because that's the best part.
Oh, I got
And then-
complaints.
All right. We'll get back to Ragnarok here in a second, guys. Last story, quick one right here, because I know Bacon was super pumped. He already purchased this. News number 4: Scuff. Just this morning, I saw it minutes after it was announced. Has announced a new Xbox PC controller. It is called the Scuff Valor Pro. It is wired. It is a wired controller. But for people who are on PC on a monitor, or people who maybe just don't care about having a wired controller, this Xbox controller is in the shape, the best shape there is of an Xbox controller, a standard Xbox controller. It looks like they have modified it a bit. It has new anti-drift thumbsticks. It has the Hall effect thumbsticks. Not many Xbox controllers have that. New audio control system at the bottom. Turn up your party, turn up your sound, or sorry, voice or game audio very easily. New contoured bumpers. You can see them right there. They're sticking out quite a bit. Looks like a bit of a fat ass up there. And then it has customizable. I think Scuff has the best 4-pedal design on the back. Performance grip.
Agreed.
Wired USB-C connectivity, 1K hertz polling rate on PC only is coming soon. Bacon was raving
Hey,
about
time
that.
out. What does that mean?
Bacon,
your
hold on.
report
But
rate?
Bacon will export it. We'll say it in a second. Profile switch, optimized for Xbox gaming, 1-year warranty. It is it's only $100 for
Yes.
some of the basic colors. Some of the more fancy ones, like I always like this. What color is this? The cherry blossom one, Bacon. The white, or Jose, the white and the pink flowers up there in the upper right. I think that one's pretty sweet. Pro Strat, don't get white. I should show you my white one on the Scuff.
I got
Whatever
white.
material it is, it gets disgusting. But other parts of the controller are not dirty. It's just the faceplates, whatever material they're using. Don't get white. Bacon explained to us what the 1K hertz polling rate is, and he's already bought it. We need a
basically
review.
It's in layman's terms, it's the reporting rate, how fast you move a mouse or stuff. If you play on a mouse with your DPI set to 100, I play with mine set to 1200, and that's how fast when I move or flick, how fast my character does what it does. So it's basically giving mouse precision or speed to a controller, because mouse players can turn on you way faster than a controller player can. So it's nice, and I use 1,000 hertz on my Razer V3. Do I notice it? I don't know. They sell me on gimmicks all the time. But what I will say about this is that the texture of a Scuff controller is unmatched.
I still think the Elite's better.
I think it's just so warm and so tacky in my hands, and that's why I bought it instantly. Once I found out it has Hall effect, I didn't even have to read anything. I instantly went and ordered. And it doesn't ship for 2 days.
I'm glad you saw it, Bacon, because I'm very interested to hear about this. I'm hoping, Bacon, that maybe they can convert this to a wireless option.
Yeah, for you couch gamers, I get why
Yeah.
you wouldn't buy it.
Yeah,
But I sit at this desk every time I play games at this chair, so it's like,
But I already have the Scuff Instinct Pro. I'm very interested.
yeah, I got the Instinct Pro back there. Master
So,
Chief sold them.
Todd said Xbox doesn't like third-party using wireless. Todd, Scuff uses it because Scuff basically takes an Xbox One standard controller and then they modify it. So it has the same wireless tech that you use for an Xbox controller.
Actually,
and
my
then
dogs chewed wires.
I just actually use the Bluetooth on my PC. And you can use the Bluetooth on
you
anything.
guys
That's
know
what
me.
I really like.
I am hard on controllers, and I go through a lot of them. And Hall Effect is the only controllers I'll buy anymore. That's why my Scuff is sitting up there in Master Chief's hands, because it's beautiful.
You gotta
And
give
I
that
use
to
it
me.
I use it for like slow games. I'll play Mass Effect with that controller, just because I absolutely love the feel and the texture of it. But when I'm playing anything competitive or anything that needs me to mash some sticks, so I stick with Hall Effect.
What
yes,
color did
Tom.
you get?
Just the white.
Yeah. Oh, you did
Same
get
as
the
that
white?
one. It's the exact same as that.
I'm
I wonder
warning
if the
you,
faceplates
Bacon.
are exchangeable. Oh, never mind. They moved the buttons around for the menu and the start.
They're not the same faceplates. So
Oh.
Bacon, maybe cancel it. Get one. I'm just warning you. It's
I
going
can
to turn
just order a
disgusting.
faceplate if I want.
I don't think
order
these have the removable faceplates, Bacon.
it does.
Does it show that already?
Yes, I've watched reviews of it today. It has removable faceplates, just like.
Oh, okay. Well,
What
then
you
you're
have,
safe.
yeah.
Okay, safe. Guys, that has been the Xbox news for the week. Let's quickly, is there anything else anyone wants to add for what they've been playing and or watching? I just want to add that besides Avowed, Ali and I started Severance. Very
How do you
intriguing.
like it?
No spoilers. We're liking it. I mean, I know it's like the biggest show on Apple right now. I believe it passed. I just read something that it's even bigger than Ted Lasso.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bigger
That's
than
right.
Swing.
Very, very interested. Heard nothing but good
You're still
things.
first season, right? Like you're starting from
Yeah,
the
I'm like
beginning.
third episode. So no spoilers, please. I'm enjoying it. But other than that, Luke, are you playing anything exciting over there? You're reviewing a game, where you're
There's a monster in
hunting
the title.
things. May or may not
No.
finish it. That's
No.
just say
Call
something.
it
Not his kind of game.
Wilds.
Besides that, Luke, anything else you've been gaming?
Yeah, it's a wild game. I'm enjoying it. but-
Don't worry, no one watches our podcast.
Yeah,
You won't
we
be
got
in trouble.
12 right now, Luke.
No,
Don't
but
you worry.
and Dreadmond is as excited for this game as he's been for any game. So
He can't talk about it anyway.
No,
Any-
I know,
besides
but
that, Luke.
he'll have
I can
to-
say the beta was well received by people,
Yep.
and that's I got good feedback on that.
Yep.
But I saw Captain America today. You said watching also.
Oh, I hear it's terrible.
How'd you like it, Luke? From
I
a
loved it.
Marvel fan. Okay.
I really loved it. Yeah, I had a blast with it.
Nice.
I know the complaints that people had. I saw that as well. But I enjoyed it, man. I would say Anthony Mackie carries that movie. Like he did a great job. Sam Wilson's character. Like the problem with it is that it does not take the story of Sam as far as it could. Like they did more character development in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Great show. Great show.
Amazing show. And really about the legacy of Cap.
Yeah.
And they leaned into, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. What don't I understand? Like that was such a great moment in that show. And they did not lean into that enough with Brave New World. And I feel like they rewrote some stuff. But I will say, like, Anthony Mackie did an incredible job. His Sam Wilson is incredible. His Cap was fantastic. His Falcon was fantastic. I really enjoyed the movie. It's a popcorn movie. So, like,
Yeah.
you're not getting Winter Soldier. You're not getting, like, the depth of some of the other Marvel movies. But they open doors for some stuff. They skim over some stuff. And you're like, whatever. They introduce. I don't think this is a spoiler. I honestly, the
Don't
thing
say
I
it.
want to. I don't think it's a spoiler.
Harrison Ford.
Don't say it.
Have you seen? Did you already see it, Dan?
No.
Just say it.
I'll wait
No.
for Disney Plus.
Dan,
Are you
Dan,
aware of
Dan
the
thinks
cele-
saying whether or not you like something is.
Am I aware of the what?
It's true.
like in what was it, Eternals, like that celestial being that was like in the
Yeah.
ocean and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan,
What
plug
they're- what
your
they're made
ears,
of,
I
right?
guess.
It's what they're made of.
Yeah, what they're made of. That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna.
That might be
Can
a spoiler
I
for
say
Dan,
that?
but I know what you're talking about, Luke. It's a good one.
Okay. Which was I thought a nice way to introduce that.
If I saw Eternals with this, just save it. We don't want to spoil it for people. People are sick.
I've never
of it.
seen
But here's
Eternals.
what I will say, Dan.
I've
It's
seen
going to
Eternals.
bridge something that you're very excited about. That's all I'm gonna say.
Excellent.
Maybe. Maybe.
Possibly. Could be.
Good.
God, can
I
I
don't-
just
like, I
get
don't think
into
it's-
the
is it on-
X-Men
Is
universe
it on
already?
Disney Plus right now, or do you have to go to the theater?
No, he had to physically
I went
get
to the
up
theater.
and try.
So you guys were dogging me for being like snow days are bad. Y'all, there's no damn snow on the ground.
I don't care. Cherish it.
sitting-
It's like the Adam
dude,
Sandler.
Luke,
like the
I don't want to go to work
building-
tomorrow. I'm thinking
You're
about
missing
calling in because I don't want to drive.
The first 2 days of work, I was in PD. This week, I was in PDs with adults.
that's-
That's my least favorite part about education is being with
Worst.
the adults.
It's the worst.
Right,
Sorry,
and
Jose.
then
PD's the worst. I hate
the
it.
only
I don't-
thing
I
I
don't
like
think
big
about it.
PD. Don't be mad,
The
man.
only thing I like are the kids. And
okay.
we're about to get into testing mode. So this is like my last little realm where I can teach content and enjoy them.
I gotcha.
That's a good point.
That's why.
I thought you meant you had 3 days snow days in a row, and you. Were
I
like,
have.
I'm tired.
This will be my third.
No,
Because
you said you had PD.
PD Monday, Tuesday, and then it didn't snow until Wednesday night, but they canceled school anyway.
Oh,
Today we were
okay.
off. Tomorrow we're off. So
Oh,
like
okay.
I haven't seen my kids since Friday of last week.
Oh, sounds
and I won't
great.
see them until this coming Monday. No, they're the best part of my day. I
Right.
love them.
100%.
Well, that makes Luke a good teacher, and that's why I'm not teaching anymore. Bubble Boy, are you watching or playing anything else?
Yeah, I'm on to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I can't remember. I did not like Revelations, and I think in the member berries, every time I thought about either of those games, I lumped Brotherhood and Revelations together because I'm having a blast. And
Yeah, I like Brotherhood. How's it running on the Ally? Everything good?
Yeah,
No
great.
funky issues?
At first, I had to do the same.
The same
it
controller
thinks
thing. Yeah.
it thinks there isn't a controller that exists, even though there is, and you have to go into your Steam settings and stuff. But it's not a big deal. So Brotherhood's fantastic,
Nice.
and I didn't remember it as being that. So I'm loving my rubric. It's up to I think column R. So I have column
Guys,
A,
he's
if you
going to
know-
have another dissertation. It's coming
Jesus,
to.
you should
We
run
thought
it.
Jay
Teacher, he'll
Business was-
appreciate that.
Educators.
Bacon, do we want to hear about your
Yes, you
God
do.
of War? Oh, God.
Did you shimmy?
There are some design decisions in this game that definitely take me back to last gen with
Shimmy.
Chance and the shimmy, and then also the fast travel when you go through a door and then run around a tree, waiting for your next door to pop. And there's
So
times
bad.
When, there are
but Dan,
times
it's so
when Mimir-
immersive, says Todd. It's so immersive. It keeps
There
me in the
are
game,
times
said
when
Eric.
Mimir-
I can't believe how they did it. It's so immersive.
or the kid or whoever your companion is will talk to you while you're running around this tree. It's gotten to where I just go into the tree and stand and wait for them to talk, and then the door pops right in front of me. Worst mechanic I've ever seen in gaming. It's heinous. How there's not a better fast travel set in that game, I don't know. Combat
Bacon,
is-
there isn't because it's so immersive and you get so
the
much extra
gameplay
dialogue.
Is fantastic. I have the final mission queued up and the door is ready and it says, "Are you ready to go through it?" And I say, I am afraid that I'm not going to be able to go back and clean up these trophies. So then I just go to another realm and try to find stuff that I missed. There's a ton of backtracking in this game, gentlemen. But it's great. Luke in the front.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
Bacon, I've heard you bitch about this game for 3 weeks in a row. Why are you still playing it?
Well, I made this vow because I want to be a better Sony gamer than most Sony gamers. And so I'm going to platinum every game on PC just to show them that I'm better than them. And I don't have to buy games for full price. Yes, Mr. Luke up front again.
Yeah. Hi. How does that make your life better?
It gets me chicks for one. I mean,
Okay. Well, you know
they're
what?
falling off me right
Egg
now.
on my face.
It's
Expensive
more.
egg on
It's
my
more
face.
to just get to Mr. Badbit, who hides his trophies. By the way, and no one knows how many trophies he has. If
That's
anyone
weird.
that-
Why would he do that? Is odd.
Release the trophy data.
But when I make fun of a Sony game, I want to be able to say, "Hold on, I got the plat." Now I can make fun of your game because I got the plat. And
That's
I
like
am
when people
60.
buy a PlayStation to say, "Well, I have a PlayStation." But
I'm 64 hours into this game, and and I know a bunch of trophies are going to pop once I progress this final mission, but I still have so much left to
64
do.
hours. I
Yeah.
gotta check how long it took me.
I don't know how you did it, Chance. I still have like 13 ravens to find.
Let me see.
It's insane. Insane.
But again, it's a good game. And then I finished all of Shrinking. Can't wait for the next season. Fantastic show. Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely a must see.
Yeah.
Is he done talking about God of War yet?
Sorry,
I
it
just took a
happens.
nap. Shout out to the chat. Deja vu. I'm also finishing God of War. Travel takes like 20. No, you're
It's
wrong.
horrible.
Deja, it's the worst. It's the
Some of them
worst
are really
travel
short.
mechanic ever.
Some of them are short, but some of them are like a
and-
minute of running around that tree.
Todd Oxford says, I have no platinums and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that too, Todd. I wish I could game like you and not care about stupid achievements or
can't.
trophies because as much, as many girlfriends as has gotten me through the years, I absolutely hate sharing my gamer score and trophies. Yes, Luke.
That was the best part about reviewing the MetaQuest and the Steam Deck.
Yeah, no
I didn't
trophies,
care
no achievements.
whatsoever.
Or so,
about it.
do,
And, like,
do they have
Steam
it? Do
Deck
they
has
have it though?
achievements.
Actually,
Correct, but like I'm not invested. I don't care. So like I went in and 100% at Arkham Knight, like on the New Game Plus mode, which I'd never done before. Not for a trophy, not for an achievement,
because you love the game.
because I loved it, and like I had more fun with Arkham Knight than I've ever had with Arkham Knight before, and it's my favorite game of all time. I had the most fun on my Steam Deck.
That's cool.
Baking game in the front.
Have you ever been called out on Twitter for not having enough Forza trophies when you make fun of PlayStation guys?
I haven't because I have all the Forza trophies.
Luke's
Shut
not
your
on Twitter.
mouth.
What's achievements?
I got off Twitter because it wasn't making my life
God,
better.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah.
And
I
arguing
love
with
that you
them.
were able to. I love you were able to do that. By the way,
In my defense, I'm looking at trophies. The PlayStation app does not even tell you how long you spent on this game because
It
they don't
doesn't.
want me to remember. That's garbage.
My
Sorry.
gamer score is 250K plus.
Dude,
Oh,
you're
Cobra Kai,
you're. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little bit of a half chub when I looked at your gamer score. Luke.
and I
Okay,
finished
I
Cobra
haven't
Kai
written
finally. So Cobra Kai is
Strategery.
it's Cobra
So-
Kai.
But like not worrying about it had made me have more fun. And there are plenty of games where I've had more fun chasing a trophy. But what you're doing, Bacon, is doing everything wrong. You're doing it all for other people. And I've been in several therapy sessions now, and I am probably cured. Like, you're not supposed to do it for other people.
Hey, I will say, I
Exactly,
don't do
that's
this
the problem.
I don't
Yeah.
do this for Xbox games. I only do it for Sony games because the platinum feels way better.
Why though?
There
It
is
just
that.
does.
It
does.
doesn't.
right.
I
Yes,
disagree.
it
I
does,
think
Dan.
If
Yes, it does.
if PlayStation didn't have the platinum, they would be worthless. You wouldn't
Right.
care about it. It's
Okay.
just that one thing.
It's
Don't
that
say
one.
trophies are better.
I only
It's
have
the
3 of them.
one platinum for getting
Okay,
100%.
fair.
That's
The idea of the platinum.
that's that. I will agree with it, and that's why.
And that I can look down right now and see how
It's a
many
badge of
platinums I
honor.
and see, that's why I was
And
like,
Steam
Luke,
does it.
Exactly. That's why I was with Luke when he's like, "Oh, I didn't care." I was like, "Yeah, I'll go over to Steam. I'll start playing games there. I won't care." But now I see that perfect game
I
labeled
don't have
right
any,
there.
I only
I'm
have
like,
Counter Strike as my perfect game. So.
It's
Do
the
I have
worst.
perfect game labels?
You do
I don't
on
know. I'd
Steam
have to
if
look
you
at your-
perfect
There's
the
little
game, yeah.
ribbons.
And you
Yeah,
can
it'll-
highlight
it'll
it
tell
on your
you-
profile, bro.
It'll show you if you have how many completed games. Anyway, Jose, do you have anything else to add here, or should we just close the show like we always do?
No, I do actually. And a quick question for you, Dan, about Severance. I just a comment.
Uh-huh.
The cliffhanger at the end of season 1, no spoilers, was one of the best cliffhangers.
I hear it's really good,
and
and people were
Yeah.
pissed, and I'm glad I don't have to wait to watch
Pissed.
that.
What were people pissed about?
Because they're like,
Season one
after,
of this-
yeah, and then it took years to get
Oh,
season
oh.
2. Yeah.
Okay.
it's a very different show, but it was good, man.
Yeah,
It takes it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
No, what I want to say is I did finally beat Spider-Man 2 this week. Ahead
Nice.
of getting to play
Get that
Avowed.
platinum.
Absolutely not. I don't care about platinums. I have none as well, just like Todd. I had a great time though. What I will say is like I played it on PC. It's not because for the same reason that Bacon does. I just genuinely wanted to play the game because I like Spider-Man and the Marvel IPs and stuff, and it was awesome. I agree with Luke's take that the story was not as good as the first one. I mean, some of that I think is that like that initial story of Spider-Man is just such a good and relatable story that it's hard to top. I do think they did a really good job bringing in a lot of the other characters in a way that I thought that I enjoyed, I should say. And the villain was good and clearly is leading to some stuff in what will eventually become Spider-Man 3. But I thought the dynamic with him and Miles was great. I love that you switch between them. I thought having a lot of suits really early was a lot of fun. I did change the suits a lot just because I thought they looked cool.
Oh yeah.
And it looked beautiful on the PC. I had the one gripe I had is it crashed a lot. I bet it crashed 25 times over the course of the game.
It got an update today
Oh, that's good.
that I read, which
0 crashes.
is supposed to help.
But
Because I'm
here's the
watching
thing.
it.
It only crashed after like I was like multiple hours into a play. So like honestly, it was one of those where like it probably was a good sign to be like, okay, I probably need to like go to bed or go do
It's
something.
Victoria
else.
up there like crossing wires.
Yeah, she's already magnets on my computer. So it was. I didn't mind it that much. It would have been very frustrating if it was like, man, I'm 10 minutes in and it crashed again, and 10 minutes in and it crashed again. That would be pretty hard. But it was cool, man. There was one part of the story I don't want to say anything spoil for it if you haven't played it that I thought I was going to call and I was totally wrong. So it was fun, man.
Did you enjoy Craven?
I did. I mean, here's the thing. When I was a kid and I watched like the animated series, I always thought Kraven was a dumb character because the way he's
How
portrayed.
dare you?
is-
Oh, he's
What's
my
so
favorite
stupid?
Spider-Man villain.
But
in
he's
the-
really good in this, right?
in the animated one, he's kind of like lame, and he looks like he is in a circus performer, and he doesn't really have any special
Yeah.
powers. But they've really done a good job in recent years, because I also think that Aaron Johnson, the movie Kraven, even though I know it's not getting great reviews and stuff, I think that's a cool take on the character. And the game did, I think, a super cool job explaining his like background and his motivations and what he's doing. And again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I really was satisfied with Kraven. I thought that was an excellent villain in addition to Venom for the story. And it's one of those, like, if you've seen any Spider-Man show ever, you know what you can tell some of the stuff that's coming as they build into it. But it was cool, man. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm glad I paid full price for it. I have no complaints. As soon as I was done, I deleted it. Like I'm not going to go back and play it. I'm not going to 1,000 or get the platinum on it. But definitely worth your time. And if you're holding off because of the full price, that's fine. When it gets a little bit cheaper, definitely worth picking up on PC. It was pretty rad. Other than that, just Avowed. And then, like I said, tonight, I'll definitely pick up Donatello. The one thing I'll just quickly say about that, I have no issue with it, man. Nothing that you buy on COD helps you become a better gamer. It's entirely optional. Like it's entirely optional. And so if you don't like it, don't buy it. That's as simple as that. The reason the prices are that high is because people buy the crap out of them.
Well,
people spend money on the stupidest skins in that game. Like, and if they're gonna pay $20 for those,
spend stuff on stupid things in general. You know,
it's fair.
Like I have an OnlyFans page that I subscribe to. I gotta get rid of that before Ellie
which
finds
one?
out.
You subscribe to yourself, Dan?
I was gonna say, is it your own page?
Just pictures of Dan working out in his garage, fully clothed.
Gentlemen, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Luke, do you have something that comes to mind right away, or do you need some time?
This morning, we needed to get out. My friend and I, she and I, were both kind of in the same boat. Like, we'd rather be at school with the kids, kind of thing. So we got brunch and then went to a movie. Sounds like a date. It wasn't a date.
Sounds like a date.
That is a bad way to word that. But it was just hanging out.
Side piece there.
Nope, not even a little.
Nope, absolutely not.
No. But a good friend, we went and got brunch, and I was being responsible because I've been doing better. I'm trying to look like Dan. Like he's got a page. It's
Well, I got bad news for you, Luke.
Oh, shut up, Dan.
Luke, I've gained
line
12 pounds since Hawaii.
Thank God, Dan.
So
good.
it's not.
You needed it, bro.
It's not there.
Nobody knows. Just
But no, Dan,
Shut
we were
up, Gary.
Dan. We did notice, and we have been talking about it privately. You should probably get on it. So like I was like eggs and toast. That's what I got at brunch, and then she got like the full like swat. And then she's like, these pancakes, they're so good. And I was like, I'll take a bite. And then I was like, I'm gonna eat your pancakes. They're so good. They were
Sounds like a date. Definitely sounds like a date.
Oh,
it was not a
Eat
date.
those
No.
pancakes.
shoot, you
That
know.
no, I don't know. The pancakes were good. The pancakes were good.
Oh,
The only
I
person
mentioned
apart from my
this.
wife is Joseph's mom, and that's the only person
that
it
makes
could
sense.
be.
That's your only side.
You know,
piece.
yeah.
Got it. Shout out to the chat. Nissa said Chinese food from Yong Xing 2. Todd Oxer, I'm back at the office and they were selling
hell
waffle with buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
Yes.
Super.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, Todd wins.
Fantastic, Todd.
Yeah,
Cones?
Oh, sorry, waffle
Oh.
cones.
Oh,
Waffle
even better,
cones.
Todd.
Guys, the best
Damn.
food I had this week, we went to Hibachi. I can't remember. Went to Mount Fuji. And every time we go, I don't get hibachi. What do I get, boys?
sushi.
Sushi. I got four rolls. Chance, it
You
was
got the
like
whole sushi plate for yourself?
was it? Chance, it was like there's a
I don't have that one anymore. Daryl Strawberry. It's like there's a party in my
it
mouth.
was like there was a party in my mouth and everyone was
I
invited.
switched it
So
for
Pity misery, dilly dilly.
switch it back. Switch it back. Bubble Boy, what was the
You need
best
more
food you had?
buttons.
we went to Monsoon Cuisine of India, which is a little family-owned place in Southlands, in Aurora, and it is absolutely incredible. And it's how good it is. Like the owner is always there, and he's always like going around to tables having drinks with different people, and it's a fun place, and it's incredible food. So Monsoon Cuisine of India.
Bacon. What about you?
So my wife's a big fan of unions, and
For good reason.
I tried to cross the picket line at King Supers. She
I
wouldn't
did
let
too.
me.
I did too.
So we went to
I
like
felt
3
so
different
bad.
stores to do our grocery shopping this week, and it was hell.
Sorry, for all those listening, King Supers is our Kroger.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Y'all
whole
still have
time we're
Kroger's?
They call them King Supers
We
here.
don't. We have King Supers, and they sell
It's
Kroger
the
brand.
Same parent
But
brand.
Kroger's a
Yeah.
thing. Still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, I haven't seen a
Huge.
Kroger in years.
Oh, they're huge. Out
What
here.
you got out in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Harris Teeter, Food Lion.
I've been in
Food
Food
Lion.
Yeah, I've been in Food Lions in Florida.
Heard of Food
Harris
Lion.
Teeter and Food Lion are probably your two big ones.
Yeah,
Food
see,
Lion.
we just have Safeway and King Supers or Kroger.
Safeway
Anyways.
sounds okay. I'm sorry.
Harris Teeter? That's Dan's OnlyFans name.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I
So-
thought.
so-
Y'all
whole
don't
time-
have Harris Teeter? Poor
Is that a venereal disease?
Wow.
So the whole time we're shopping, and I'm razzing her about crossing picket lines, and that's the first thing I'm going to do when she passes away is cross a picket line.
Bacon, I got to interrupt you again on
Anyways,
this picket line thing. Bacon, sorry, I got to interrupt you. Speaking of picket lines, did you notice, guys, Safeway is like bussing, super busy now.
Yes, that's part of my story. That's part of my story.
Hold, you couldn't just go to Walmart and get it all?
I don't
Or
shop
Amazon
Walmart.
delivery.
Walmart doesn't have
Listen.
good produce. Walmart has good everything but fruits, and vegetables.
I haven't been in a Walmart in 20 years.
Oh, I'm Bacon. I live in Highlands Ranch.
I
I'm
live
too good
literally
for
3
Walmart.
blocks from a Walmart, and I refuse to go in Walmarts.
I mean,
Anyways,
Bo
yes,
Nix
Luke.
would disagree.
Hi, question for Bacon here.
Okay.
Bacon, I recognize that your wife doesn't want to cross the picket line, but does she know that you almost have the platinum in God of War Ragnarok?
She,
Like,
she's about to find out.
who's
This
in charge is what I'm
listen.
asking.
So, anyways, on my 3-trip shopping trip, the wife bought new ingredients to make lasagna from Safeway, which we never shop at. It was the best lasagna we've ever had, and nothing is different. Like, it's the same base ingredients, something with the extra worked out, and it was fantastic. So that was a really long story to get to the fact I had homemade lasagna. And then tonight on the way home, I picked up a Arby's and got some curly fries.
and cheddar?
Beef and cheddar, a double,
Yes.
of course, because you can't get that little single. You go with the double.
you gotta get the
double
beef and
beef and
cheddar.
cheddar.
Got to put
Kills
some
it every
Arby's
time.
sauce on there.
Kills it every time.
Incredible. We always go to Safeway. Deja vu. I would go to a Safeway, but the Safeways by us suck, and so they've always sucked. And there's only one nice one that was in Lone Tree that I would go to by the Target.
And the
over there.
Post Malone Oreos are fire.
Oh, so good, Bacon.
They're good,
Especially
but
dipped in milk. Holy shit.
double stuff. Still king.
Nope.
Jose, last but not least. By the way, Todd Oxter said they have Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Hy-Vee? What is that, Todd, for their grocery store? Jose, what was the best food you had?
So it's been a great week of food because we're still celebrating my wife's birthday. On Saturday, we went to Park Meadows, and they're doing a whole bunch of renovation out there. If you go out there, parking is a mess for the record, but you know where I went.
Popeyes.
Hold on, weren't you celebrating her birthday last week?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
She gets like a whole week.
It's like 2 weeks of food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I think it's 3 minutes.
She is the queen in that house. That is for sure.
Yeah. Take home dinner at my house for the record for mine, but that's fine. But I forgot what I was saying. Best part of it is that no one there uses the app. So like there's like a line of 30 people deep at Popeyes, and I literally pull out the app and I just like order it right there, and I walk right to the counter and pick up my order and give the little Mexican guy a nod. It's great.
Yep.
So that was
Say
delicious.
Steve.
We also went to hibachi for my wife's birthday. It's one of her favorite like meals every year. At a Benihana out here. It was awesome. Our whole family. We had,
Benihana, Melting Pot, Popeyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah, 3 for
Wow.
3. It's been
Make sure
fantastic.
you're like a
Also
queen,
very
sir.
expensive for the record.
Whatever.
But we had one of the best chefs we've ever had at hibachi. He was hilarious. His name tag said Mr. Spence, like a teacher. Absolutely not a teacher. Probably not allowed around children most of the time. But he was super funny, dude. Really liked him. And then the best thing tonight, I was showing on our Discord, we made homemade crunch wraps from Taco Bell. There's a bunch of Pinterest recipes. Fantastic. Absolutely recommend. And they were turkey meat instead of beef, so like a little bit healthier. It was great, man. It's
Were
been a
they
great
less
week.
than were they less than $38? Because that's what I spent.
Yeah,
last
he
week
made it
at Taco
himself,
Bell.
and he just got the sauce at Walmart or King
saying.
Supers or
Yeah.
Safeway. Sorry.
And here's the shout out, Bacon. I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Amazon order thing. So a quick little aside, next week you're gonna get some fun pictures of the whole crew together. We're having dinner with our families on Saturday, all 4 of us. I ordered groceries from Amazon. It's one of the cheapest grocery trips I've ever had, and it's being delivered tomorrow. I don't even have to go and see people, which is fantastic.
Walmart
People are
Plus
overrated.
delivered
Walmart Plus
me
does that
an hour and
already.
a half.
Yeah.
And that's to me out in the boonies out here.
I support Bezos and not Walmart. Is that
Guys, breaking news to close the show here. This is coming from Mr. Badbit on Twitter. Fortnite has gotten me through so much and given me so many lasting friendships. But after 1,000 hours and $1,500, I'm officially done. After being hacked, Epic Games has informed me that they will not recover my account. He's done, boys.
So he only plays on PlayStation. So is this part of the PlayStation hack?
No.
Just saying.
This is him not having 2-factor.
And
Just
is
saying,
the
you guys.
1,500, is that real?
Oh, yeah.
No,
He
we
said
see.
that in the
Oh, I'm
Discord.
sure. Like we play a lot of Fortnite. We love ever since no build mode. That was like one of our games.
Yeah.
And like I'd be at $1,000 probably. I don't know if that may be excited, but like a lot, right?
What if that happened to you? Would you be done with the game though, or would you be like, "Ah, screw it, I'll just keep playing"?
If I oof,
How long before Joe comes back? 2 weeks.
He's on Rivals. I don't know if he's coming back.
I don't know if you lose that kind of skins. I don't know if you come back.
Yeah, dude, that's
it's a lot. I don't know. Like Joe's a fair weather for a lot of stuff. I love my buddy, but like he's still on Twitter despite you know. But like that's a big thing. And it sucks for him. I will say, like, 'cause I love dunking on him, but like that it does suck. So my advice to everybody: turn on your 2-factor authentication always. Because that is what got him, which sucks because they got his email and they changed all his info, and that's how it happened. And then it sucks. It sucks. So turn on your 2 factors. I hope he gets it back. I hope he raises enough problems because he does have a lot of money and time there. And truly, like, jokes aside, like Fortnite's a good game. Like, it's a good game. Like making you say, but like, it's a good game. That game, there's a reason it persists.
Yeah, there's a reason.
But you can't get in the lobby without half of them being bots, and so you feel like Superman until you run into the real players, and you're like, fuck.
I like
feeling like Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Deja Vu said, figured Dan would be a Whole Foods guy. No, Deja, I can't afford that crap. I shop at Walmart. That should tell you everything. Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat. I forgot to say this. I can't believe this. 199. Wowed by Avowed Pain for Night Rain. Shout out to Luke Lore for joining us. My name is Daddy Duwally. You can follow me at Daddy Duwally across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast. By the way, X-rays came back, you guys. I should be good. Return to basketball 3 weeks later. So you'll find me on the courts. Jose, where can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky, and I'm also still on Twitter, but I don't follow all the people Bacon does, so it's fine for me. But instead of promoting that, I do want to shout out Joe. Truly, man, that sucks, dude. Like, if you're on Twitter and you can retweet Joe's tweets to get him some time, we would appreciate that, guys. Like, that sucks, man. If you can support him, that would be great. We're also 340 subscribers. We're going up ever so slowly, man, and I still don't think Dan can do it. So please hit that subscribe button. We actually, against everything I truly believe in, we joined TikTok this week just because we're trying to get some of our stuff out there, and I still don't understand it. I'm officially old, but I know how to post things on there. So that's, if you want to follow us on TikTok, you can do it there.
X Bacon Game and USA Canada's in overtime. Where can people find you, Bacon?
You can find me not watching hockey because it's the second worst sport there is, but that's just me.
Ooh, that was hot take.
Hey, I like the hockey fans will come out.
That's awesome.
Hot take.
They'll
Behind
want to
what?
subscribe for more Bacon
Soccer.
hot takes.
Okay.
No, it's actually to baseball.
Baseball's not a good sport. Hockey's an awesome sport.
Not really.
What's your
Anyways,
sport,
we'll
Bacon?
get off sports because this is a
Golf.
video game podcast. You
Basketball.
can find me on Twitter, and I do follow some real toxic individuals. That really jades my outlook on life in general. And most of them are PlayStation guys. So if that gives you an idea, thanks for tuning in, chat. You guys are awesome tonight. And you'll find me in Niederheim still shooting down Ravens.
God.
48 of them.
It's not that. Luke, what's your grocery store? That sounds a lot like that same name.
Harry Terry's?
Harris
Balls?
Teeter?
There you go.
Harry's Titties. Okay. Bubble Boy N7, where can people find you?
I am hoping and praying they can find me sleeping in tomorrow morning because we get a snow day. I
think I'm taking the day off, Bubble Boy. I'm not even kidding. I just want to play Avowed. I don't want to go to work.
Yeah. So hopefully.
And a special guest, host of Xbox Expansion Pass, Teacher of the Year, North Carolina 2024, Luke Lore, the Insipid Ghost. Where can people find you?
Hosting the Xbox Expansion Pass. Let's see. I have a cool thing coming up next week with everyone's favorite gaming journalist. I'm interviewing Mr. Schreier next week.
Tell him he's based on Avowed.
Looking forward to that one, actually.
If it's half as good as the John Romero, it'll be excellent.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks,
Wow.
man. I
That was
appreciate
so good.
that. I did that because of Jose. Jose.
I'm learning and still amazing. Like, yeah. Go ahead.
Dan, Jose asked me the last time I was on your show to interview John Romero.
Yeah, but you came in hot, like, to talk about one specific thing. I'm pretty sure this is the first time where you're almost
sure
should have
Dan's
been here
right.
the entire.
Hello?
Oh, is Jose getting the call?
I think he's getting the call.
Snow day. Snow day.
Watch
So I
that
can break
face.
the news to my wife.
Snow day.
2 hour delay.
Hey, Nell, did you hear that 2-hour delay?
Dude,
Yep,
but
there
it's
it is.
crazy,
Nell wrote
Luke.
it.
We've got
Nell
like,
wrote
you know,
it.
5 inches outside, 2-hour delay. Okay. And
got
out there, North
5
Carolina,
snowflakes.
closed
And
for a week.
When he
if that
says 5
happened.
inches, he means 2.5. But
Or it's best when Jeffco closes schools for no
I
snow.
don't know,
It
Chance.
could snow.
We've had a lot more over here. It hit
Damn
us
it.
hard first. Anyways, as always, what's the character called in Avowed? What are you called?
Garrus.
Envoy.
As always, envoys. What's the land that they're in again? Luke?
The Living Lands.
As always, envoys in the living lands. See you online.
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 I am starving. I haven't had lunch since yesterday, so I'm gonna head over to Callahan's.
Oh, no. Don't go there. They totally skimp on pickles. Let me go to Big Head Joe's for you. They have the most insane burritos.
I don't much go for ethnic food.
No, trust me. They have one that's called the Meat Tornado. Literally killed a guy last year.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy D. Wally. Co-host and producer Jose Martinez III can be found at Chipotle_bear. Former intern, now co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at xbacongamin. And former co-host, now returning intern Chance Siegel can be found at BubbleBoyN7. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.